Welcome back. I'm Rajveer Kaur. I'm a chemistry coach. I teach 11th and 12th class science students the subject of chemistry and help them get more than 90% marks in their chemistry exams. Okay. So in this particular video, I will be taking up the next 5 questions. That is question number 6 to question number 10 of NCERT back exercise 12th class, the second chapter, that is solutions. In the previous video, I have already taken up the first 5 questions. And if you have not watched that video, I have given the link to that video in the description of this one. And you can just go there and watch it. And if you want to study from me live in my online classes, then you can just contact me. How you can contact? That too I have given in the description. All right. So let us now move into the next 5 questions. That is question number 6 to question number 10 of second chapter 12th class. Okay, I'm just sharing my screen with you. All right. So let us take up question number 6. Hope you are getting a lot of conceptual clarity. If you are having any kinds of doubt, you can just write that in the comment section below. Okay. Question number 6 is, how many ml of 0.1 molar HCl are required? Okay, first of all, let us write what we have been given. We have been given that we have 0.1 molar HCl. How many ml will be required? We need to find out the volume of 0.1 ml molar HCl. That is required to completely react with 1 gram mixture of sodium carbonate and sodium bicarbonate containing equimolar amounts of both. Equimolar amounts of both. So equimolar means equal number of moles. If we say that two things are equimolar, this means they have equal number of moles. Now the total amount is amount of sodium carbonate plus amount of sodium bicarbonate is equal to 1 gram. Total we have been given. Now we need to find out exactly what is the amount. Okay. Now we can just write. Okay, we can just suppose let the amount of Na2CO3, that is sodium carbonate, is equal to X. We can just suppose it. Therefore, the amount of sodium bicarbonate will be equal to 1 minus X. Okay. Now, equimolar amount is there. Equimolar means the number of moles are same. Now, the number of moles, how will you calculate number of moles? Is equal to given mass upon molar mass. So number of moles of sodium carbonate will be equal to X upon, because the given mass is X, because we have supposed it, upon the molar mass. Let's quickly find out what is the molar mass. So 2 multiplied by 23 plus 12 plus 48. So it will be 46 plus 60, 106. X upon 106. This is the number of moles of sodium carbonate. Okay. Then the number of moles of sodium bicarbonate will be equal to 1 minus X upon its molar mass. So 23 plus 1 plus 12 plus 48. So it will be 60 plus 24. There is something I think I have missed it. Just let me just use my calculator because I'm more comfortable with it. 46 plus 12 plus 48. It's coming out to be equal to 106. It's true. 23 plus 1 plus 12 plus 48. It's coming out to be equal to 84. Okay. So don't laugh at me. Okay. I'm like this only. So this is the number of moles of sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so now we will be writing it as equal to each other. Okay, I'm just clearing my screen off. So it is 1 minus X upon 84. 1 minus X upon 84 is equal to X upon 106. From this, we can just find out the value of X. Okay. So it will be equal to 106 minus 106X is equal to 84X. So we can just write 106 is equal to 106 plus 6X plus 84X. it is equal to 190x. Okay, so x will be equal to 106 upon 190. 106 divided by 190. So it is equal to 0.558. So this is the amount of sodium carbonate because we considered it as X. Okay, so the amount of sodium carbonate is 0.558 gram. Okay, this is gram, 0.558 gram. Now what will be the amount of sodium bicarbonate? It will be equal to 1 minus 0.558 equal to 1 minus 0.558, 0.442. 0.442. So this is what we have got. These are the amounts. Now we can calculate what are the, how we will be finding out what is the amount of HCl required to react with both of them. All right. So we can just have the, first of all, in these type of questions, we will need to have the balanced chemical equation. Okay. So let's write what is the balanced chemical equation of reaction of sodium carbonate with HCl. So it will lead to the formation of NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide. Okay. So here it will be 2. I can put a 2 here. Okay. Now it is balanced. All right. Now I can just write that this is 106 gram. Okay. This is 2 mole. Now we have been given that this is 0.558 gram. We can find out how many moles of HCl will be required to react with this. Now, if 106 is reacting with 2 moles, 0.55 gram will be reacting with how many moles? 0.558. Okay. All right. So you just can write 106 gram of sodium carbonate reacts with HCl equal to 2 mole. Therefore, 0.558 gram NaCO3 reacts with HCl equal to 2 upon 106 multiplied by 0.558 equal to 2 multiplied by 0.558 divided by 106. So it is coming out to be equal to 0.0105. So these many moles are required. Okay. Now, then we need to have the second balanced chemical equation. So I'm just writing this value on my paper. Okay, I can just write it 0.0105 mole. So this much amount is required for complete reaction with sodium carbonate. Okay, now let us find out with sodium bicarbonate how much amount will be required. So sodium bicarbonate is 0.442 gram. 0.442 gram. Okay, for sodium bicarbonate, the balanced chemical equation is NaHCO3 HCl. It will give NaCl plus water plus carbon dioxide. So it is balanced. It is already a balanced chemical equation. Okay. Now for this it was 84. The molecular mass came out to be 84. So for 84 gram, we need 1 mole. For 0.442 gram, how many moles will be required? Okay, so it is 84 gram NaHCO3 reacts with HCl equal to 1 mole. 0.442 gram NaHCO3 reacts with HCl equal to 1 upon 84 multiplied by 0.442. It will be equal to 0.442 divided by 84, coming out to be equal to 0.0053 mole. Okay, so all right. 0.0053 mole. So previous number of moles were, I had written that. So it was total number of moles of HCl required is equal to 0.0105 plus 0.0053. So it will be equal to 0.0053 plus 0.0105. So it is coming out to be equal to 0.0158. So these many moles we need. Now what we have been given about HCl is, we have been given that 0.1 molar solution is there. 0.1 molar solution means, what is the meaning of 0.1 molar HCl solution? It means that 1000 ml of solution has HCl equal to 0.1 mole. Okay, 1000 ml has HCl equal to 0.1 mole. So this means if we need 0.1 mole, we need 1000 ml. So if we need these many moles, how much ml will be required? Okay, so you can just write 0.1 mole HCl is equivalent to 1000 ml 0.1 molar HCl. Therefore, 0.0158 moles of HCl will be equivalent to 1000 upon 0.1 multiplied by 0.0158. So it will come out to be equal to 1000 multiplied by 0.0158 divided by 0.1. So it is 158 ml. So out of, we need 158 ml of 0.1 molar HCl so that it completely reacts with both of these. So it is a bit long question, but if you have not understood it, then you can just watch it again. You will get that. Okay, it is not tough, but it is a bit long. All right. So let us now move into the next question. Let's see what is the question number. It is question number 7. Question 2.7. So what is the statement for this? A solution is obtained by mixing 300 gram of 25% solution. Okay. We have a 300 gram of 25% solution. And we are mixing it with 400 gram of 40% solution by mass. 400 gram of 40% solution by mass. Now, what is the meaning of by mass? That is, if we take the total solution, it will be in grams. If we take the solute, it will be taken in grams. If we take the solvent, it will be taken in grams. Okay. Okay, so this has been mixed. What we need to find out, calculate the mass percentage of the resulting solution. Mass percentage of resulting solution. That is, we need to find out what is the mass percentage of the solute and what is the mass percentage of the solvent. Okay. Now, first of all, let us find out what will be the total amount of solution. So one solution is 300 gram. We are mixing it with 400 gram of other solution. So it will be 300 gram plus, it is equal to, it is not plus, equal plus 400 gram is equal to 700 grams. So this is the total mass of the solution. Okay. Now let us see what will be the mass of the solute. Now, if we say that 25% solution is there, this means 25 gram of the solute is present in 100 gram of solution. So if we have 300 gram of solution, we can find out what will be the amount of solute. So amount, you can just write solution 1, take it as solution 1 and take it as solution 2. 100 gram of solution contains solute equal to 25 gram. Okay. Therefore, 300 gram of solution contains solute equal to 25 upon 100 multiplied by 300 equal to 75 gram. Okay. Then solution 2. 100 gram of solution contains solute equal to 40 gram. Therefore, 400 gram of solution will contain solute equal to 40 upon 100 into 400. It will be 160 gram. So we have now got what is the total amount of solute. So we can just write mass percentage of solute is equal to 75 plus 160. It will be 235. 160 plus 75. Okay, sometimes I do good calculations also. All right. So upon the total weight of the solution, total mass of the solution multiplied by 100. So it will be equal to 235 divided by 7. 33.57%. So this will be the mass percentage of the solute. And mass percentage of solvent will be, you can just either subtract this value from 100. It will give the mass percentage of the solvent. So 33.57 minus, okay, 100 minus 33.57, 66.43%. Or you can do, what you can do is total mass of the solution minus the total mass of the solute. From there you will get the mass of the solvent, then mass of solvent divided by total mass of solution multiplied by 100. Okay, so these are the two ways you can do it. Okay, then next let us move into the next question, that is question number 2.8. Question number 2.8. So what is that question? Let's see. An antifreeze solution is prepared from 222.6 gram of ethylene glycol. So we have been given ethylene glycol, CH2OH, CH2OH. It is equal to 222.6 gram and 200 gram of water. Water is equal to 200 gram. Calculate the molality of the solution. We need to find out molality. And then we have been given the density of the solution. Density is equal to 1.072 gram per ml. Then what shall be the molarity of the solution? These are the two things that we need to find out. Okay. So first of all, I have told you in the previous videos also that water will be taken as the solvent always, whether it is in lesser amount or it is in greater amount. By definition, the solvent is the component which is in more amount, larger amount. But when we are talking about aqueous solutions, always water is taken as the solvent. Okay. So here solvent is water, solute is ethylene glycol. So let us first of all see what is molality. So molality is equal to number of moles of solute upon mass of solvent in grams multiplied by 1000. Now number of moles of solute. Solute is ethylene glycol. Given mass is 222.6. What is the molar mass? So molar mass will be 12 plus 12, 24, 4 and 6. 6 hydrogens are there plus 32. So it will be equal to 24 plus 6 plus 32, 62. So 62 is the molar mass. Given mass is 222.6. So number of moles will be number of moles of ethylene glycol. Ethylene glycol is equal to, hope this is correct, this value is correct. You can just counter check once. So 222.6 divided by 62. So it is coming out to be equal to 3.59. So 3.59 is the number of moles. So we can just put it here. Mass of the solvent in gram. We have already been given mass of the solvent. It is 200 multiplied by 1000 equal to, so it will be 3.59. Okay. So it is coming out to be equal to 17.95 molar. So this is the molality. Now we need to find out molarity. Molarity is equal to number of moles of solute upon volume of solution in ml multiplied by 1000. Okay, so it will be equal to number of moles we have already calculated 3.59. Now volume of solution in ml, volume we do not have, we have been given the density and we need to know what is the mass of the solution. So mass of the solution will be mass of the solute plus mass of the solvent. So mass of solution will be equal to 222.6 plus 200, 422.6 gram. Okay, so I can just, now we need volume. So density is, we have been given the density, it is 1.072 gram. So volume of solution will be equal to 1.072 upon 422.6. I'm so sorry, I have done it the reverse. 422.6 upon 1.072. So it will be equal to 422.6 divided by 1.072. So it is coming out to be equal to 394.2 ml. So we can just put it here, multiplied by 1000. So it will be equal to 3.59 divided by 394.2. So it is coming out to be equal to 9.11 molar. This is the molarity. Hope you are getting clear about the concepts. Okay, so this is simple way. Just write the formula first, see what you have been given, see what you need to get from the information given, and put the values, you will get the answer. That's simple. Okay, so let's now move into the next question, that is question number 2.9. Question number 2.9. So we are solving the questions of the chapter solutions. Okay, a sample of drinking water was found to be severely contaminated with chloroform. Chloroform, which is supposed to be a carcinogen. Chloroform is CHCl3. Okay. The level of contamination was 15 ppm by mass. 15 ppm by mass. Two parts to this question are, first is express this in percent by mass. Express in percent by mass. Second is determine the molality of the chloroform. Molality of chloroform in the water sample. Okay. Now let us see how to express in percent by mass. First of all, we need to understand what is ppm. ppm is parts per million. Okay. Now it has been given that it is by mass. This means million is 10 raised to the power 6. If we have the total mass of the solution 10 raised to the power 6 gram, out of that 10 raised to the power 6 gram, 15 gram is chloroform. Okay, 15 gram is chloroform. Still, it is considered as severely contaminated. See, it is very dangerous. Chloroform is a carcinogen. If it is present in very small amounts, it is dangerous. Okay, so we can just we need to find out percent by mass. Now, what is percent by mass? Percent by mass means out of 100. What is the amount of chloroform out of 100 gram? Okay, so we can just write in 10 raised to the power 6 gram of solution, chloroform is equal to 15 gram. Therefore, in 100 gram of solution, chloroform is equal to 15 upon 10 raised to the power 6 into 100. It is equal to 15 into 10 raised to the power minus 4 gram. This will be the answer. Now, the second part, we need to find out the molality. So molality, just first of all, write the formula. Number of moles of chloroform upon mass of solvent in gram multiplied by 1000. Okay. Number of moles of chloroform. We have been given 15 gram of chloroform. So 15 is the given mass upon the molar mass. So how will you find out? Number of moles will be equal to 15 divided by the molar mass. CHCl3, carbon 12, hydrogen 1, 13, then 35.5 multiplied by 3 plus 13. It is 119.5. So it is coming out to be equal to 15 divided by 119.5 equal to 0.125. So this is the number of moles. We can put it here. Now mass of the solvent in gram. Mass of the solvent will be equal to total mass of the solution minus mass of the solute. So total mass of the solution is 10 raised to the power 6 gram. We have been given in ppm. Okay. Total mass is 10 raised to the power 6 gram. Out of that, only 15 gram is chloroform. That is negligible. Though it is very dangerous, but it is negligible. So here we will be taking up the mass of the solution as the mass of the solvent, so that the calculations, they become simple. Okay. So you just can directly write it upon 10 raised to the power 6 multiplied by 1000. 0.125 into 10 raised to the power minus 3. So you just can convert it into the scientific notation. Okay. All right. So let us now move into the next question, question number 10, and the last question of this particular video. Question number 2.10. What role does the molecular interaction play in a solution of alcohol and water? What role does the molecular interaction play in a solution of alcohol and water? So alcohol, you can take any alcohol. If you want to take ethanol or methanol, okay, you can take any alcohol. So let's take ethanol. We have ethanol, we have water. Okay. Now when we have pure ethanol and pure water, both have hydrogen bonds. I can just draw it like this. Both have hydrogen bonds. So here you can just draw the hydrogen bonds in case of water also. Oh, this is hydrogen, this is oxygen, this is hydrogen, and so on. It is going. Okay. Now what happens is, when we have pure ethanol and pure water, their hydrogen bonds are stronger than when we mix the two. When we are mixing, suppose now we have mixed it. When we will be mixing it, what will happen? Hydrogen, oxygen, C2H5, water, oxygen, hydrogen, like this. This is the structure of water. So again, there will be a molecule of alcohol, and again water, again like this. Now what has happened? These interactions are weaker than these interactions. So when alcohol and ethanol, they are in pure form, the interaction of water molecules with each other, that is the hydrogen bonding, it is very strong as compared to the hydrogen bonding between alcohol and water molecules. Okay, now what will happen? If the interaction, the resultant interaction is weaker, vapor pressure will increase. So vapor pressure increases. Now, if the vapor pressure increases, this means the boiling point will decrease. So this will be the impact of the intermolecular interactions on the solution of ethanol in water. Previously, the hydrogen bond in water molecules is stronger. Then when these two are mixed together, the resultant hydrogen bonding between alcohol and water molecule, it becomes weaker. So the vapor pressure increases, boiling point decreases. Hope this is clear to you. And I will be taking up the next 5 questions in the next video. Go take a break. I'm also going to take a break first, a 15-minute break. After that, I will be recording the next video so that I can give you the solutions to the next 5 questions. Hope you're liking it. If you are actually getting conceptual clarity, do write in the comment section below. It will, it will give me a positivity that yes, my students are getting it. So I need to give them more videos like this. All right. So see you in the next video. God bless. Come back to watch the next 5 questions.